Alright, so I had a few things to say about tonight's episode with the whole eviction twist. Mainly with the eviction twist, I thought it was a great twist, but I thought it had a terrible result. Farrah, she shouldn't have went. She is one of the main stars in the house, and I kind of feel like with the whole thing that they ended up doing, I kind of knew what was going to happen before it happened. You pretty much had the four house guests that ended up getting saved by the public. They put them on one side of the podium, and I kind of seen how many people were left on the other side, which was 5. So it's like I already knew that each person was going to kind of save one person, and then the last person left was going to get evicted. And as soon as I seen who was on one side and who was on the other side, I said, how much do you want to bet they're going to split up Jenna and Farrah? Which they ended up doing, and it's kind of like you got 3 UK people on one side, and then you got one person, which was Austin, who's kind of siding with the Americans and also the UK as well. But mainly with Austin, I knew it was going to come down to him last, and I knew that he was not going to save Farrah over Jenna. It's kind of like I looked at the whole thing like Farrah and Jenna, they definitely should not have been split up, as they've carried most of the show. And this is the second eviction that's kind of happened that's been terrible, as they got rid of Scoop the week before, well, a few days ago. But mainly with this, I felt like they should have swapped the 5 people who could have been saved. I felt like they should have swapped them with the 4 who was actually doing the saving, and I think it would have produced a better result. I really wanted to see where a lot of the Americans' heads were as far as saving and who they would have picked. I would have been interested to see who Farrah would have saved and who Jenna would have saved. One thing I didn't expect was I didn't expect James to kind of save Janice, so that kind of surprised me. And I really thought that James, out of everybody, I thought he would have went out and finally saved Farrah, and I knew it was kind of going to be up in the air whether he was going to do it or not. He didn't end up doing it, so you know, it kind of sucked. But like I was saying, this was the second eviction that kind of surprised me. I was definitely surprised by Scoop leaving when he did, as I felt like he really carried the show, and he is hands down one of the funniest people on Big Brother. But you know, I kind of feel like the majority of Americans have carried the show in watching it. But you know, I wasn't really surprised by Farrah leaving, as you know, I know the UK public was voting for most of the people. Well, actually, they was voting for everybody. But with that, I mean, I think they were pretty much voting for the Team UK, and the Americans kind of got the end of the shaft. But you know, if you watched this episode, feel free to share your thoughts. What did you think? How do you feel about Farrah leaving? I think she should honestly been one of the finalists, even though everybody hates her. But I felt like her and Scoop, I know he's already been evicted, but I even think Scoop should have been a finalist as well. We'll just kind of see what happens and how it all plays out, and you know, feel free to share who you think might win the whole thing and who you want to win, and where the show is going to go from here. But until next time, this has been Jacob Rob AJ, and I'll see you.